Hello, my name is Miss Tennyson and I'm one of the kinder teachers here at Santa Rita. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to use all the materials that you got when you came to pick up your kinder binder last week. If you haven't received one of these binders, reach out to your child's teacher and set up an appointment or a time and date when it's convenient for you to come get one. So on the front cover of the binder is your child's student ID number and name. This page is just an overview of what the binder helps you to do, and there's also a list of websites at the bottom of the binder that you can visit throughout the day. When you open up the binder, you're going to see a list of passwords. These are all the passwords that your child needs in order to log in to the programs we use here at Santa Rita. Please keep this in a safe and convenient place. Behind the front cover on the inside flap on the left-hand side is a badge or a QR code. This clever badge allows your child to access their tablet by just showing the computer camera this QR code. Please keep this in a safe place as well. Behind the QR code is a set of flashcards. For these, you'll need a pair of scissors so that you can cut out all of the flashcards and place them in individual Ziploc baggies. Please practice these flashcards on a nightly basis or on a daily basis. Whenever you have a chance, pull these out, please, and use these. There's a set for letters of the alphabet. There's a set for shapes. There's a set for sight words. These are the sight words for the first unit of kindergarten, so this list will grow as we continue the school year. There's also a set of number flashcards. This will help your child with number recognition and one-to-one number correspondence. The first page in the binder is a table of contents. There are five sections in this binder. These sections have activities and pages that will help your child to master certain skills. The next page, as you turn in the binder, is a list of 3 items that we would like to draw your attention to. The first item on the list is the kindergarten goals, and I'll get more to that in just a second. The second item on the list is color words. So your child needs to be able to identify and recognize 11 colors. And then the last thing on the list, which is an item I already covered, is the flashcards. So the flashcards were at the beginning of the binder. Those are the cards that you will need to cut, place in Ziploc baggies, and practice on a daily basis. As you turn in the binder, you'll see a list of 10 ways to prepare your child for kindergarten. One of the items is read books every day. That's probably one of the most important items on the list, and it doesn't matter whether the books are in English or Spanish. Please practice reading with your child on a daily basis. Read over these things or these ways that you can prepare your child for kindergarten, and talk to your child about what they need to know to be a better student. Behind ways to prepare your child for kindergarten are a list of our kindergarten goals. Now, this may seem like a lot of goals, and we're not expecting your child to master them within the next few months. These are the goals for the entire school year. So as long as your child is making progress in all of these goals, they will be successful in kindergarten. The next page in the binder is a page that will help your child to identify and practice their color words or colors. This page can be removed from the binder, and you can have your child write their name at the top and use their crayons to color each crayon the correct color. So have your child color as neatly and as nicely as they can each color, and then every night go over the color words. You can also make it fun, have a color scavenger hunt. So this page was intentionally left blank so that we could change it as the school year progresses. So skip this and go to the first tab in the binder, which is an orangish color. Behind the first tab, or within the first tab, are all of the fine motor skills and activities that your child will practice to help with cutting and pasting and writing neatly. In this section, there are several pages of cutting practice. So now these you'll want to remove from the binder and take out one page, maybe one page per night. It's a good number to start with until your child has developed more muscles in their fingers and hands. And you'll take a pair of scissors and you'll have your child practice cutting. They'll start at one end of the paper and they'll work their way to the other end. Now this one is fairly simple, but they do progress in difficulty. So by the end of the 10 days or the 2 weeks, your child will be practicing to cut more challenging papers, such as this one. The next sleeve in the binder contains 3 art projects that your child can complete that will help them with their fine motor skills. So there are directions on this sheet that's behind the divider tab that will explain exactly what your child needs to do in order to complete the project. I've also included pictures or examples of each of the projects for you to refer to if you get stuck. As we turn in the binder, we move from section 1 to section 2, and in section 2 are some activities that will help your child to recognize and practice their name. Now, each teacher chose slightly different activities, so I'm just going to quickly go through this section. For this section, you will need an expo marker. Most of the activities in this section you will not take out of the plastic sleeve. The reason why you do not need to remove the sheets from the plastic sleeves is because it's similar to a whiteboard. You're going to take an expo marker or a dry erase marker of any color, of any kind, but not a regular marker and not a permanent marker, because those will not erase from here. You're going to take an expo marker and you're going to trace and then erase. That way you can use these activities or sheets of paper as many times as you would like. Once your child has completed the name tracing activities, you will turn to the next section in your binder, which is section 3. In section 3, there are lots of practice pages for your child to practice tracing and writing. These pages are intended to help your child build their hand and finger muscles so that they can hold a pencil or any kind of tool the correct way. You do not remove the sheets from the plastic sleeves, but you can, if it's easier for your child to write, remove the entire plastic sleeve and place it in front of your child. Once again, for these you will need a dry erase marker and your eraser. You'll have your child uncap the marker and practice tracing these lines or strokes, starting at the dot and then moving down. For these, this is practicing diagonal lines. So again, starting at the dot, but this time your child is going to move across the paper. Diagonal, but in the opposite direction. These ones are just lines that go straight across the paper, nice short lines that will help your child with pencil or tool controlling the tool carefully. The next set of lines are curved lines. So you'll start at the dot again and just curve, and this of course is going in the opposite direction. Down at the bottom of the paper, your child will practice tracing circular strokes, more short strokes, and then lastly, long strokes. Once you've capped the marker and erased the page, you'll turn to the next page in the binder. The next page has many sheets inside the sleeve, so feel free to take them out, but make sure you replace them once you're finished. This is All of the sheets within this sleeve are all about the letters of the alphabet, both uppercase and lowercase. If you continue to turn in the binder, you'll come to the next page, which is a page with sentence frames. We have provided the first 3 sentence frames that we learned in kinder. Now, what's really important to remember about these sentence frames is before you have your child start writing, be sure that you have a conversation with your child about the topic. So the topic of this first sentence is things that your child likes. So you'll ask your child, what are some things that you like? And your child is expected to respond by saying, I like, and then filling in the blank or completing the sentence with something that they like. Please be sure that your child starts their sentence with a capital, has proper 2-finger spacing between the words, and when they come to the end of their sentence and they filled in the blank, for example, they say, I like apples, and they've written the word apples as best as they can. In kindergarten, we're going by what words sound like, so they just do the best they can to spell the word. If they don't spell it correctly, that's okay, as long as they tried. Once they've completed their sentence, please, please, please make sure that your child puts a period at the end of their sentence. Within this section, there are extra pages for you to continue practicing. Once you come to the end of this section of the binder, we'll move into section 4. Section 4 is the math section of the binder. In this section, it's very similar to the other sections. This first 2 sheets are all about practice writing numbers 1 through 10 and then 0 through 20. Again, please don't take the sheets out of the plastic sleeves. The very last sheet in the math section of the binder is a 100s chart. Your child is expected to be able to count by 1s and by 10s to 100. So that completes the math section of the binder, and we're moving on to section number 5. Section number 5 is all about sight words. Sight words are words that your child is expected to know very quickly and without even thinking about the word. So these words cannot be sounded out. The first page in this section of the binder is the English sight word that your child is expected to know and their Spanish translation. Behind that is another tracing sheet. So again, please feel free to take this out of the binder, place it in front of your child with a whiteboard or expo marker and an eraser, and have your child practice tracing each of these sight words. After that is a sleeve with 3 books in it. So every couple of weeks, we'll have you add more sight word books to the sleeve. But for this first go around, there are 3 different books, one for each of the first 3 sight words of our kindergarten unit. So this one is I play. You'll help your child practice reading this book on a daily basis. The second book is I like fruit. And the third book is The Beach. Besides using these readers to practice sight words, you can also use them to practice concepts of print. And concepts of print is going to be on your child's report card. What I mean by concepts of print is the parts of a book. So when you sit down with your child to read, you're going to point out to your child that this is called the front cover of the book. This is called the spine of the book. You're going to teach your child to turn the pages correctly using their thumb and their index finger. And then as you start to read the words, you're going to have your child put their finger on the dots. So you're going to read with your child and say, I walk. Then you'll continue turning and reading with your child, and you can take turns. You can read, you could read together, and then have your child read by themselves. The goal is for your child to be able to read these books independently by the end of the first trimester of school. So that completes the Kinderbinder tutorial. As the year progresses, your child's teacher will give you more resources to add. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to them. Please remember to hit the like button and ring the bell to subscribe.